Alright guys, we've got just a 5-minute game on the board, and I'm going to play e5 in response to e4. I'm trying to mix things up a little bit for you. So we try some different things, and let's just go for, I don't know, something fun. Go for the Petrov defense. If takes, I'm going to play the Stafford. Okay, so we've got like a Italianish kind of thing. So d5 is doable. That's undefended. I'm going to play my knight out. If the knight comes in, I can't castle, but I can play d5. Okay, I'm going to play d5 now. So I've pre-moved there the recapture if White decides to trade his bishop for my knight. I want to think about castling, so getting this pawn out. Okay, interesting. If I move my knight now, okay, I'm actually just going to put my bishop there. One good principle in chess, which I picked up from Simon Williams, which he said had been told to him by another grandmaster, I think, is it being a good idea not to think about always trying to find the best move on the board, but very often to find a move that you know is not a mistake. It's an important distinction. Okay, I'm going to move my bishop out here. This pawn is not under threat. So I'm just getting into a solid position, move my queen now, castle long, go for opposite side castling, maybe think about a pawn storm up the board. Okay, recapture. Knight's come out, it's defended once. It's attacking there, but not much else, so... Okay, he's got... No, he's alright there. If he takes there, I can recapture with the bishop. Don't have to move my king, because I was just thinking, is there a possibility of that? But no danger of that right now. Okay, if takes, I've got queen recaptures. I could just move out of the way. Oh no, not that one. I'm going to take him. Pawn takes, queen forwards, castle. Okay, queen forwards or queen to here. That's okay. Now castle. So with my queen not in the way, the reason I went to e7 is if I castle now, I'm going to put my rook there on d8, and then I've got possible ideas of counterattacks. Okay, now he's decided to frustrate me by putting his queen there, preventing me from castling. But that's okay, I can maybe put my queen here, and if there's an exchange, then I can go ahead and castle. Alright, not too worried about that knight. Okay, so now the knight can come into here, but it's too late because I get to, oh no, it can't come into there because the pawn will take it. Alright, so I can now castle. He'll take my bishop if I do. Takes bishop, I've got rook takes. That's not too bad. Do have now doubled isolated pawns here, so the only real difference on the board is he's got a bishop, I've got a knight. Let's go there. If he exchanges, I undouble my pawns, and that's not too bad for me. Just keep going back here. Need to play the clock as well, of course. I've got a potential check. See if his rook comes across to the wrong place. Okay, let's attack the bishop. Try and double his pawns, see how you like it. I'm okay with that. I can bring my king forwards now. Stops his pawn from advancing. I've got knight takes bishop, doubling the pawns. We're in a very similar position in that case. Which is the better piece? I'm going to keep my knight, I think, for now. So I need to be thinking now about keeping my pieces on light squares, which is no bad thing. Okay, he's dropped a pawn there. This pawn can't advance because knight takes. It's actually quite a nice square for my knight because it's one step away, or two jumps away from his rook. Okay, that defends the pawn. I've got pawn to a6. It's not bad. I also need to be thinking about rook over. Okay, but he spotted it. He's given himself an escape square. So if this rook had left the open file. Okay, let's open things up around his king. That's all cool. All cool. Right, check. Can't block with the bishop. So let's move that pawn. So now this bishop cannot capture that pawn. Physically cannot do it. That's one of the weaknesses of having one bishop left at the end of the game. Okay, I'm looking at now forking opportunities, and that looks interesting. Okay, I can throw in a check. Yeah, let's think this through. If I go knight there, check. He can't go onto this file, so my rook is safe. He's only got 2 squares he can go to. Alright, now let's go there. I'm attacking this pawn. The king is now immovable. The king has no squares. And the rook cannot defend that square because my knight's guarding e1. Oh, okay. Right, carry on as you were. Knight's also guarding that. So I've got another weak pawn. Oh, hello. I've missed something else here, but so I've got rook takes there. No, I haven't, because the bishop will grab it. Right, and that's a free pawn. This pawn's now stuck. All right. Here. I might come to here and attack the rook. What are my 2 pawns in front now? Let's take. If king takes, bang. Discovered attack with check, wins the rook, and possibly a winning advantage, but let's see. His king's in front of his pawn. His king needs to move across, really. Okay, now, name of the game is not losing. I'm going to bring my king into the attack. Alright. I think that is reliable. That comes with check. So I'm now 2 pawns up. So the name of the game here is, what do I need to do to secure the win? And right now, getting these pawns up the board is what I need to do. So remember, he's got this bishop that's only able to go onto the dark squares. Now, I want to be thinking now about my attack. So that pawn, see, that bishop cannot hit either of my pawns right now. So my knight actually has free reign on the board, and I can just keep moving that knight around. The king can't go there or there, so and I'm going to obviously looking for forking opportunities. Bang. Okay. Trouble, big trouble now for Mr. King. Alright, now I just need to make sure of this. He's going to come after this pawn. I don't mind if he comes after my knight, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so he takes, yep. King cannot get to that pawn right now. Whew. There we go. Wow, they went down to the wire, but good, enjoyable game. So, yeah, hope you picked up a few tips from that. See you later.